Pride means to me is me being who I am no matter what, not silencing myself for anybody or any critics. Uh, just as a community as a whole, coming together and for a common reason and being supportive of one another, supportive of ideas and growth. And, like I said, pride as an individual of me being who I am, being proud of my community as far as allies and things. You know, pride has a lot of things, or has a lot of different meanings to different people. And I think the biggest thing with what I feel pride is me being the best man that I can be to make my life and my community's world a little bit better. Um, I don't see it as a I or as an individual thing. Everything I try to do to make things better for other people. Things that I've done in my past to try and help the LGBTQ community. Taking pride in that community, and things I do might not benefit me directly, but it's in hopes that it will benefit the community down the road. So, to me, that's what pride is.
Blocker.
Okay.
Basically, let me start with my story, because that's what I know best. I'm 53. I'm a retired state employee. I was a game warden for 25 years for the state of Alabama. I'm a single parent. I raised two boys by myself. And I've got grandkids, 5 grandkids. So basically, I'm retired, so I don't do anything interesting other than just look. So basically, that's my story. I'm retired. I'm a parent and a grandparent, and I just look for things to do every day to keep occupied. So that's basically my story. Since I retired and began to fully get into my transition, I didn't mention that I'm transgender female. But after I retired and began to fully embrace my transition and to move forward with it, I thought back to all the years that being a state employee forced me to be discreet about things, and how that made me feel living in a rural county with no resources and not being able to find anyone basically to talk to about things or find professional help or find resources of any kind. And when I retired, I just decided that, if I couldn't find the resources in my county, I would be the resources for other people. And so I live openly, and I basically just try to encourage people to talk about things, and I enjoy coming to the marches and giving speeches and whatever else I can to familiarize the general public with transgender people and their issues. I had several people in Orlando, several friends in Orlando last year when the shootings occurred. And of course, when you hear something like that, the first thing that goes through your mind is, are they okay? And luckily, none of my friends or acquaintances were involved in the shooting incident. And I can't imagine how people feel who did have friends and family down there. All I can do is think about the what ifs of the situation if I was in that situation or if I knew someone who was, and hope that I could get through it, hope they would get through it. I certainly think about the people who died down there, not only them, but their families. A lot of times when something like this happens, we think about the dead, but I think about them also, but it's important to remember the ones they left behind. They're the ones that have to go forward from that day and live through it all. So I just try to be supportive and be someone that people can call and talk to about things, or if they just want a shoulder to cry on, I'm there for them. Where I live, I am pretty much cut off down there from the communities. There's nothing like that in Moulton, and so I didn't really begin to get out in the communities and do things until last year when I found these groups here in Florence. So it's hard for me to put myself, in the communities that y'all have developed up here or in the bigger cities, because I've grown up without it. And I don't think about pride as, something extra in my life. It's just part of me. It's part of my life, and it's the same way I think about being transgender. To me, it's not a side issue in my life. It's just my life, and I don't ever think about it. It's just there. And yeah, I come to support Becca and the groups up here, and I know they're just starting out. Huntsville and Birmingham, they've got plenty of supporters, so I try to give my support up here where they're trying to build something. And I'm proud to know these people up here. When I was growing up in Florence, there was nothing for someone like me or anyone else up here. And 10 years ago, 15 years ago, something like Pride wouldn't have happened in Florence. So I've seen the changes, and I'll come up here and support them and do what I can to advance the community to the public in general. I guess that's what pride means to me, is getting out there and helping people understand that we're all humans. And yeah, we've got different issues, but we all still live on this earth together.
Let's see. There's also questions about Pulse nightclub. There's why do you march?
Partake in the march.
Well, that's okay.
And then
You were busy setting up another successful Pride event.
what now?
So you were busy setting up another a different
Right,
separate,
yeah.
a different successful Pride event. So
Right, so I wasn't able to participate in that, but I'm happy for all the success that I heard happened with it, and a lot of people were really excited about what it means for our community and how the allies of our community have really stepped up and supported us, and I think it's something that people didn't really expect and didn't really know there were that many people in the community that were supportive. So that was a good feeling, good thing.
Is Hero.
Thank you for sitting down with me.
I had, well, it takes effort,
Mm-hmm.
but
So maybe we'll just start off with, what does pride mean to you?
well, I would ask, what is the opposite of pride? Because if you understand and know what the opposite of pride is, you'll have a better appreciation for whatever is the opposite of hate.
So, I guess if that question is literal, I guess the opposite of pride is shame.
good word. That's my point exactly. Why do people need to be ashamed or feel ashamed for being who they are? Because that's not productive. That's not the way of thinking. Personally, I've been standing out my whole life, pretty much, so to speak. But I know what it feels like to be different, and what's not productive is destroying who you are, or who you want to be, or whatever makes you happy. And the opposite of happy is whatever.
Right.
What do you think about today's event?
I thought it was good. I thought it had a really good crowd out at the march.
Have you been to other organized?
Yeah, I grew up in Nashville, and my dad and my sister are both gay.
Mhm.
So I've been going to Pride stuff since I was 12-ish.
Okay. So you had to know somebody, or I guess to know somebody who is gay or homosexual or bi or transsexual or queer. Let me ask you this: do they pose a threat to you, your sexuality? You know,
No,
right?
I'm gay, so it's...
Okay. So, let me ask it. But what got you involved? What is the message for the future? Because those people there, may I call them clans? They all look like me. Everybody looked like me. And I didn't know who they were or what they stand for. I thought they were part of whatever we were marching for. What do you think about that reality? Well, hate is a reality. It's something that we got to deal with, face, everybody. What's the solution? What is the answer?
I don't know what the answer is.
How do we open the mind of
I think
readers?
people just keep doing like what's been going on this weekend across the country. And
Can you remind what the anniversary of tomorrow is to the world?
just the Pulse nightclub attack,
Right.
I believe.
Mm-hmm. So, is that the kind of incidents that we want to avoid?
Oh yeah, certainly.
Right. So why do people still have that mindset to destroy rather than just live and let live?
I don't know. I think it's what one of the speakers was saying earlier today. It's, a matter of like education, and probably that's the biggest factor, I would say.
Let's not forget. Let's not shine the light on the KKK.
Right.
It's not just about their message. It's our message. Together, we outnumber the ignorance. Do you agree?
Yes.
So we get to live and talk about it. And discussion, having a discussion with each other, is that good dialogue?
Oh yeah, I think that being able to talk about things openly and honestly is a extremely important aspect of everything. Being able to go to the park for the Pride event today, and
Have you experienced hate?
sure, of course,
Okay.
I think everybody has, no matter what.
Okay, yes, sir. So eventually, sooner or later, we're gonna have to figure out a way to resolve that, right?
True.
Okay. I consider myself an ally. And the question is, what does pride mean to me? Pride to me means having confidence in yourself and kind of in who you are as a person. So on an individual level, pride would be representing yourself without feeling like you have to hide or filter the things about yourself or who you love or what you like or just the things that make you up as a person. And on a more community level, I think Pride is a group of people who are trying to come together, just to live their best life and support each other, and with a common goal.
I think what pride means to me is a sense of empowerment to finally be able to be comfortable in my own skin and just be who I am to anyone and everyone in my life. It took me about 45 years to get to that comfortableness, but that's what pride means to me. And then every year being able to celebrate that accomplishment of feeling comfortable and being okay, and feeling that I'm a good and worthy person as a gay woman. And basically that's just what pride means to me, and I'm happy to celebrate it every year and every day.
So, pride as a theme of, I don't know, what is pride even? Pride is just who we are, right? It's not like an agency or anything. The reason pride is important to me is because I feel like we all have a journey and a walk, and none of us have the right to tell another how to live their life, you know. And I think that we're just born the way we are, and nobody made a choice to be straight, gay, whatever. We're just people, and we're just here to love and support one another. And I really appreciate Pride as an organization because they do promote, you know, loving one another and being supportive, and they're that avenue of hope for a better future. And a lot of the older generations, they didn't really have that. And I feel like, you know, this generation could really use it because it's a lot more present. Discrimination is so bad right now, politically, just in the world. And you see it more probably because we're more connected. So I think that Pride really brings just that connection that we need, that we're lacking as a society. I did not march today, but I would love to march anytime because I think it's important to unify and to follow your heart and to support your fellow neighbor.
Well, you were setting up for other things, for other events
Yeah,
during the day,
I was
so I think.
busy somewhere else.
Right.
But that's about it. I don't really have a story. I'm straight. I love everybody. I've got very close friends that are gay, and I've seen them get fired from their jobs, and I've seen people throw things at them, and it just bothers me, and I think it's wrong. And, you know, you're only given one life, so why not spend it loving people?
And didn't really know there were that many people in the community that were supportive. So that was a good feeling, good thing.